Hi, this is Malcolm and you watch Mojo Recaps now. Before we begin this video, if you are one of those who like this kind of content, you're gonna miss a lot of fun if you don't follow and subscribe to our channel. So do it now, then come to see what we have for you today. At the same time, Gwen is riding as hard as she can on his bike in the streets, keeps turning her face around quickly and nervously, trying to find anything she saw in her dream. And suddenly, as if they appeared out of nowhere, the entire group of victims appears on her road. She screamed and slid off her bike, then she quickly got up worried. She turned around, and now she got why that group of victims appears on her road, to stop her right here where she needs to go. This is house number 7741. The same house address that she saw in her dream. As fast as she can, she returns back and alerts the detectives of what she found about that house, for quickly moving there. Inside the house, Max has some doubts. There is something not right with his precious crime board, something he didn't notice or he didn't think about before, so he looks over at it again with more concentration. There is a new perception that comes up now. Oh my God, it can't be true. Never. He got nervous, then got hesitant. This can't be real. This situation cannot continue. He has to end this. He has to make sure. So he decided he needs to take a look at the basement to end these doubts with certainty. The police are on their way to house number 7741 with the required force to break into it, and the grabber with fresh supplies to finish his work with Finney. The unplanned race has begun. The question is, who will arrive first? Finney stands up anxiously but ready when hearing the creaks above, knows that it's time. The door slowly opens now, and Max, the person who appears behind. This is surprising Finney, but what surprised him most was Max's reaction. Seems a good man that who's shocked with what he had just seen. That reaction from Max made Finney's hopes renew. Maybe still has time. Maybe it is possible to end this without fighting. So he instantly tells him to call his family or the police. Max appears still shocked. He was suspicious about his brother's actions, but he never imagined that he would do this. He hasn't yet got fully understood how serious the situation is. He tells the kid to keep calm. There's nothing to worry about. And while he is still talking, a big, awful, and terrifying disaster happened. In maybe just 2 seconds, the grabber steps behind him, and without a moment of hesitation and with all strength and cruelty, he plunges an axe into his head. Out of house number 7741. Gwen waits for the police to arrive. No doubt it's the same place that she saw in her dream. In the basement, this is the most terrifying moment for Finney since he was locked up here. Maybe this is the most terrifying moment in his entire life. Not just at that time. And the sadist killer didn't stop there. After that, he starts to scold him for making him kill his brother, and tells him he has no choice. You must join the other boys, Finney. Outside the house, the police knock at the door demanding to open up. And there is no answer. The grabber downstairs snatched the axe from the head of his murdered brother with the hideous sound of shattered bones, and tells Finney, "Normally I would use a knife, but you are special, Finney. I'm gonna take my time." And with a terrible, cruel sound, he said, "I want this to really hurt." Then he calls for his big, horrible black dog Samson, who comes down to his side and blocks the way out as he usually commands. The cops broke the front door and get inside, searching carefully for anybody or anything that leads to something matter in that house. But they found nothing. They don't find anyone else around, so they assume they were in the wrong house. In the basement, the grabber starts to move slowly. He tries to make Finney terrified. This increases his pleasure, seeing the victim terrified and begging for mercy. You can see the look of cruelty and ecstasy in his eyes, even with he is wearing a mask on his face. Finney is standing still. He tempts him with this stillness, waiting for the first attack move, and the grabber didn't make him wait long. He suddenly attacked him, striking him with his axe. But Finney skillfully avoided it, and runs right away to the toilet, where the trap he set up for him, jumped over the hole he had dug for him and covered it with a rug, grasped the end of the cable ready to pull it. The sadist killer came strongly rushing in. Now it's time. Finney quickly pulls the cable. The grabber fell into the hole and broke his ankle. The grabber screams, feeling pain. It's Finney's turn now to attack. Did not hesitate or miss the chance. He hits the face of this ugly killer using the heavy phone that is full of dirt. He is exactly doing what he was trained for under Robin's directives, the hit-and-run technique. Step forward, step back, swing, then hit, over and over again. The phone is too heavy indeed, and the hits really hurt the killer. He is still feeling pain. But oops, Finney missed one hit, so the killer dropped him down to the hole and catch him strongly to kill him. But Finney, with a spontaneous movement, took off his mask. The grabber gets panic. He covered his face and started screaming hard. This is the folding time for Finney for the last attack. Quickly and strongly he wraps the cable around the killer's neck and strangles him, the killer struggling to catch his breath and stay alive. Now we see another so strange thing, the last supernatural something is going on in this regard. Although the handset is disconnected from the black phone, the phone is ringing. Finney got it fast. This call is not for him. So he brought the handset to the killer's ear and cruelty tells him, "This is for you." The biggest nightmare of the killer came true. This is his all victims on the phone, welcoming him and promising torment. This is definitely the horror itself, and he certainly deserves it. Now Finney had enough. This is the time to finish it. He draws the core with all his strength and breaks the grabber's neck. Now the sadist killer's body slips into the hole like a lifeless corpse. It is finally over. In the house, the officers are about to leave the house, but one of them notices a hidden basement door was blocked, so carefully going down into the basement, they found 5 adjacent places where recently a little dirt was accumulated as if they were graves. It must be this is the place where the killer buried the other boys' bodies, but he killed them at elsewhere. Samson's still there blocking the exit and keeps barking, but this problem is easily one to deal with. One piece of meat from the freezer will handle this. Now he quietly and confidently climbs the stairs and takes his way out of this abominable house. Outside, Gwen is sitting in front of the house where the bodies of the victims were buried. Her face is directed to the house opposite. Sees Finney show up from the front door of that house. She runs into his arms with strong emotions. He has already had it too. The cops are going directly to the basement after Finney points them to their dad came too, starting to honestly cry when he sees his boy is alright. Feels remorse, and asks for their forgiveness. Now he knows how to be a good father. The sheriff held a press conference to announce to the public to tell them that the nightmare is over tonight, and about the disappeared victims. He told them that they found 5 bodies which are believed those bodies belonged to the absent boys, and it turned out that the killer has 2 homes, one for burial and the other for killing and capturing. Finney returns now to school with all pride and splendor. The whole school is talking about him and what he did. Everyone peeps at him with surprise and wonder. He is seeing that clearly, even Manny and his buddies looking at him with awe and caution. Quietly he takes his seat next to Donna. She saluted him. "Hi Finney," he smiles and responded. "Call me Finn." Well, high self-confidence is taking the lead now. Last words we have to say about the story. What is the movie supposed to tell us? Number 1, a sentence made by Robin. "You're gonna have to stand up for yourself one of these days." Number 2, again. It's a sentence made by Robin, describing who is the real fighter. "You were always afraid to throw a punch, but you always knew how to take one, and you always got back up every time." Logically, it is not the real fighter who can give punches, but who can also receive one and get up again. Number 3, if you have to die, die standing when you are fighting. Don't give up, and don't make it easy on your killer. Number 4, if you have to die, die for something that deserves an important purpose or lofty meaning. Our movie story is ended, but still there are more stories and more movie recaps to come. Did you like our recap? Want to stay with us and see more? So if you had fun with our recap, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Tell us in a comment your opinion and recommendation to make that better for you, and the names of the movies you want to see a recap for it. Wait for us next week with a new movie story on Mojo Recaps. See you.